Welcome, fellow Palians. If you're fairly new to the game, there's a very good chance you're already making one of these mistakes I'm about to show you in this video. Some of these mistakes will slow your progress and waste a lot of gold, which is very, very valuable early game. So I'm going to show you 10 huge mistakes beginners make and how to avoid them. So let's dive right in. Mistake number 1, wasting gold. The most tempting thing to use your gold on early game are the items in the shop owned by Tish. All these little furniture items and cool little decorations will eventually be craftable, so spending your money here is truly not worth it in the early game. When you look at the prices of these items, it might not seem like much for some of them, but it adds up very quickly. You will definitely be kicking yourself when you go to buy something that's a little more important for your progress in the game and you're about 1,000 gold short or even more. It can be very frustrating. Leather, fabric, and silk are extremely overpriced for how easy it will be for you to make them yourself in the mid-game. The next shop I'd like to talk about is in the City Hall. All these house upgrade items are extremely expensive, and as you do some quests early game or even mid game, you will start to unlock some of them for free as gifts. So it is best to just wait and not focus too much on increasing your house size in the early game. Now we're going to make our way over to the blacksmith shop where you're able to purchase resources like bars and planks. It's definitely not too big a deal if you only need to purchase under like 5 of each or whatever you need if you're just barely short of something. But you definitely want to avoid stocking up here. It's extremely expensive when you start buying a lot in bulk. All the resources in this shop are incredibly easy to gather on your own. Mistake number 2 is not utilizing the travel boards or fast travel. All these boards are incredibly helpful because they will save you a ton of time when getting around the map, and they're not very expensive to use. The prices for the main village teleboards and Bahari Bay are actually reasonable, but once you get the Elderwood unlocked, it's a little more expensive. To actually unlock a teleport board, all you need to do is use that specific board, so you can use the map to find the locations of these boards and then simply travel over there and use it one time. The board locations will be identified on the map by little black and white stable icons. There are only 3 boards in the main village, but they are extremely spread out to where they are very useful. You can utilize these boards to go directly to your house plot or even a completely new territory, but you will only be allowed to go to the central stables of that new area, and once you've actually reached that area, you will be able to utilize all the boards of that territory. Just a little side tip on the whole travel topic. You can use your house plot on the back side for an entrance to Bahari Bay. Very helpful for saving time if you originally thought you needed to go into the main village and then through a different entrance or use a board from the main village if you do not have one at your house plot yet. When you enter Bahari Bay from that back entrance of your plot, there will be a board directly outside that entryway. There are a total of 6 teleport boards in Bahari Bay, and they're very spread out just like the other ones, and it will save plenty of time getting around this massive area. There are 3 on the northern side of Bahari Bay and 3 on the south side. Mistake number 3, not putting enough attention into villager relationships. Simply just walking up and having a chat with every villager you come in contact with at least once a day on in-game time will go a long ways. Bringing the relationship level up will unlock quests, and those quests often will give you rewards such as cool items or things you might need or want. The best time to try and go talk to every villager without having to go out of your way too much would be between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. in-game time. You will see 90% of the villagers all within the main little village area. Inside your character menu at the relationship tab, if you go to specific characters, you will be able to see the rewards you may unlock for doing certain quests or getting them to a certain level. If you want to speed up your relationship leveling, you can simply go over to this board here. Then you can simply just click at the top weeklies, and then you go down to discover, and then it will show you all of the villagers' weekly wants. Because as you saw previously on my relationships tab, the weekly wants section was just a bunch of question marks. Sometimes the items they want are just incredibly easy and no big deal, and other times they might want something rare. But a lot of the time, you'll be able to give them at least 2 of the 4 items with little to no effort. Once you've clicked Discover on the board, it will actually be visible in your Relationship tab. Mistake number 4, selling useful items for quick gold. This one's a little more tricky because if you end up hoarding too many items, you'll end up with an extremely cluttered and overfull storage and have absolutely no space. When it comes to bugs, it's important to keep 1 or 2 of each bug you have. Maybe not so important for the super common bugs, but you might end up needing them for a bundle or even a quest. When it comes to cooking supplies, it's a good idea to keep a small stack of anything you have on hand because you might also need that for a bundle or quest. For fish, it goes the same as it does bugs. You want to try to maybe keep 1 or 2 of everything if possible. Maybe not so important for the common stuff, but you will be very surprised at how often you need random things for bundles and quests. When it comes to resources, you definitely want to hold on to your ore and the bars and all that kind of thing, because you will obviously want to be able to keep that on a good stock for when you decide to start actually crafting items. Mistake number 5, not utilizing your daily lucky coins. All you have to do is simply go into the general store and buy literally anything once per in real life day, and you will get a lucky coin in the mail. Then all you have to do is check your mailbox on your house plot, and Zeki will have sent you a letter that is containing a lucky coin. It might not be there right away, right after you bought something. It definitely happens at a specific time of day, every day. Using these coins is the little mystery machine right next to Zeki in his shop. These rewards can contain plushies and other extremely helpful resources, but you won't always get super lucky. Mistake number 6, ignoring tool upgrades. Each tool upgrade will slowly increase your efficiency and make tasks so much easier for you. Upgrading your axe will deal more damage to the trees, and slowly you'll be able to chop bigger and bigger trees as you upgrade more. Same for the pickaxe. An upgraded pickaxe will allow more damage to the nodes and eventually bigger nodes. Each time you upgrade your bug catching belt, you will get a higher chance to actually daze the bugs. Upgrading your watering can will allow you to hold more water each upgrade, as well as cover more actual gardening spaces, all the way up to 9 spaces. For the gardening hoe, each upgrade will till a larger area. Each upgrade for your fishing rod will move faster when reeling in, as well as give you more line health. In my opinion, this is the most helpful tool upgrade because it is extremely noticeable and fishing can be a pain. And finally, probably the most entertaining skill to train, hunting. Each bow upgrade will allow you to shoot further. If you want to deal more damage, I believe that will be your arrows getting upgraded. To upgrade your tools and actually buy the recipe, you'll have to go to the specific villagers' shops. I will probably butcher all these names, so please bear with me. For the axe recipes, you will go to the inn and find Ashura and enter his shop. The pickaxe recipes will be at Hodari's shop, and he is usually found in Bahari Bay at his house. He definitely does a lot of moving around, but if you go early in the morning, he's usually still in his house. Each recipe will show the listed items that you will need to actually craft this upgraded tool. For the bow recipes, you need to see Hazian, and he is in the southernmost part of Bahari Bay. For the watering can and hoe, you will need to be finding Badru, and he is usually going to be somewhere around his farm in the western section of Kilima Village. The fishing rod will be located with Einar, and he is usually out on the docks in the southeastern section of Kilima Village. And finally, the bug catching belt, you can find that with Ani, and you can usually find him in the central area of Kilima Village early in the morning. Number 7, ignoring flow trees. This one is very simple. You do not want to be ignoring these trees. You want to start stacking up your flow-infused wood as early as you can because it will become extremely helpful later. Like this bigger full-size tree you see here, I'm not capable of chopping it alone. So you can pull up your map and find the coordinates and simply just ask in the chat for help. You might not always get it, but sometimes you'd be surprised. For the medium flow trees, you might be able to get it done on your own with just a fine axe. Most likely you'll need the exquisite, but on the smaller ones, you can definitely do those all by yourself. They just take some time. Number 8, focusing on your plot too early. If you start trying to build items and decorate your plot a little too early, you might find yourself with little to no resources or no money. And then later on, you're just going to end up tearing all that down and putting in better decorations and better furniture that you are able to craft later on anyways. It's best to just keep your plot functionable and easy to access everything early on so that you don't find yourself running around all the time. Number 9, not farming. At first, this skill might seem very tedious and not worth your time. But as you level it further and further, you'll get more valuable fruits and vegetables to make, which will create a very nice profit for yourself. As you can see here, selling even a small amount of apples is pretty valuable, as well as the apple jam, which you can also be doing a little more into the mid-game, but it is even more valuable. Number 10, the focus bar. It is certainly one of the most important things to try to keep up on. Carrying food or eating a good amount before you leave your plot is extremely important so that you may keep your focus all the way up and gain that extra XP that it will be giving you. For every single activity you're doing in the game, your XP can be slightly increased as long as you're keeping your focus up. I am currently heading over to the Phoenix Shrine where you spawn into the game in that cave. You can use this shrine by giving it renown and it will increase your focus XP bonus. It will bring your percent up quite a bit at the beginning, but it starts to slow down as you do more and more. The Phoenix Shrine is located slightly northwest of your housing plot exit. If you open your character information page, you can hover over your focus symbol and it will show you the percentage of bonus you're getting. Well, that brings us to the end. I hope these 10 mistakes will help guide you to being more efficient and progress quicker in Palia. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.